Hello there, my name is Michelle Mutibi. I'm a Chevening scholar from Botswana for the year 2022-2023. I'm studying project management at the University of Reading. So I'm just here. I thought let me give out a few minutes of my time to share the questions that I had actually prepared on a document while I was while I was preparing for the Chevening Scholarship Interview. I'm basically not going to really be telling you how I answered these questions, but I thought I should give out some questions that I think would be beneficial for you as you are preparing. Okay. So the first question that I think you should prepare for, you've said it. Tell us about yourself. This question I think comes up most times, but I think funny enough, I was not asked this question. If I recall well, I never got this question. But I would basically say my name, a brief about your qualification, and then immediately go into your volunteering, like what have you been doing besides your job, like what organizations have you been working for, and then also introduce your passion, what you're going to be studying, how that now ties in to who you are. Okay. Secondly, I would say the question would be, what does leadership mean to you? Why is leadership important? Give an example of yourself as a leader. So you would want to look at what is leadership, and each of the definitions of leadership should tie in now to your example as a leader. If you've said leadership is about living an inspirational life, your example should tie in to that. If you say leadership is about integrity, show how you as a leader have shown integrity. Okay. The next question that I would say prepare for is, what challenges have you encountered as a leader in your field? I basically work in a very male dominated industry, and sometimes I'm given leadership positions. So you could be able to express an example of when you were in a leadership position. What were the challenges that you faced? Give a tangible example. Okay. The other question you could prepare for is, what will be your contribution to Chevening? Why should you be selected for Chevening? Okay, we all know Chevening is about impacting people's lives. So how would you collaborate with Chevening to impact people's lives? Be it in the Alumni Association. As I'm studying my MSc in project management, I want to use it to manage projects that the Alumni Association in Botswana will be running. Okay, so highlight how beneficial your course or your passion will be to your alumni association. Okay, and then the other question that will probably tie into this one is, why Chevening? Why have you chosen Chevening? Because there's so many other scholarships and there's many answers to give here. You are able to choose whichever course that you want to study as long as you're passionate about it. There's no age limit, there's no discrimination to gender, to religion. You're also going to be a Chevener for life. So you can look out at what you want to say in this answer. There's many answers I believe that you can give. The fifth, I think, question that you probably want to touch on to prepare for is, why UK? What are the challenges you might face, and how will you overcome those challenges? Okay, look into why you actually want to go to the UK. We all have different reasons. You could be having family here that you actually want to keep in touch with. It could be because of the scenery. It could be because you want to see London. It could be because of the course that they are offering. How does it compare to the courses that are offered back in your country? It could be many reasons. And then, of course, you're gonna face challenges. So what are the challenges that you personally are going to face? Only you can answer that, right? The other question you could prepare for is, what will you give to the Chevening network and alumni? How will you network when in the UK? Yeah, so you want to say in terms of Chevening network, you in your personal cohort, how are you going to contribute to your cohort? Is it organizing events at your school or with your other Cheveners at your school? Is it keeping in touch with others on LinkedIn? Is it being responsive and supportive on WhatsApp? There's many things that you could say, right? And then also keeping in touch with your alumni association. I've already touched on the other example that I gave you on what I will be doing for the alumni association back in my country. Other question is, what impact do you want to have in your home country? Now, this ties into your own goals. What do you want to do when you get home? Your medium-term goals, your long-term goals. What exactly do you want to do now with your course that you have studied? And then another question is, what are effective networking skills? What does effective networking mean to you, and how have you done that? I think with this one, it's important to keep in mind that networking does not only benefit you, okay? It should be networking that benefits both you and whoever you are networking with. So it's important to highlight that. And then the example will probably come from your own essay. You'd give an example of how you've networked from your essay. I think I'm almost done. Another question that could come up is, do you want to change any of your school choices? And with this one, it could be that maybe you've been rejected by your first choice, second choice, third choice. Hard but that can happen, and I think then you would have the opportunity to say whether you're changing or not. Let me just see. I think I might have 2 more questions that you could prepare for. Is, why do you want to study your chosen course? Why project management? Okay, it could be, I personally am a civil engineer, and when you check the number of registered engineers in Botswana, and then you check the number of professional project managers in Botswana, the numbers do not what's the right word? Balance. They just don't balance, and I guess it could lead to a lot of project failures if most of us are self-taught project managers. So that's basically why I wanted to study project management. It's because I was being given a lot of project management roles, but I don't have the qualification. So that's why I wanted to study project management. So you need to say why you want to study that course and indicate why you actually want to study it at the university that you've chosen as your first choice, right? One last question that I could probably give you here is, what if you don't get the Chevening Scholarship. What is your backup plan? Don't steal my answer, ne? But with me, I find like my career plan is like a GPS, and the Chevening Scholarship is one of the modes of transport, right? Or it's one of the junctions. So if, for instance, I take the wrong turn, you know, a GPS, you take the wrong turn, it says make a U-turn, or it will actually give you an alternative route. So you actually need to now say, okay, my next plan is say for instance, I'll continue working at my current organization, and then I'll apply again. That's still a backup, right? So come up with your own backup plan. And I think what I would lastly say is prepare questions for the panel. You want to prepare questions for the panel as well. Be unique. Don't ask the same boring questions, don't ask the same boring questions. My advice is to say, if you are smart, ne, is look at the newsletters that Chevening sends out. Go onto the blog, look at what other countries are doing, what other embassies are doing. For example, my question was based on, I think, what is that, Mali? Forgive me if I'm wrong, but basically what's it called? The High Commission in that country had collaborated with the Ministry of Education to ensure that they also add on 2 scholars onto the number that Chevening actually allocates. So together that collaboration between the ministry and the High Commission added 2 more scholars, but the scholars will basically be studying something that has been identified by that Ministry of Education. So my question was basically in terms of the Botswana High Commission, are we also doing the same thing, or we have no plans to do that? Like, what is the strategy? And if we have actually approached ministries, what has been the response? So that was my question. So look for something smart and unique to ask. Don't be boring, I guess. So I think that's that. I don't want this video to be too long. My last tip is just to say, study your essays. Basically, your essays got you this far, right? So all you need to do is add some aromats into your essays. Add some aromats into your essays. Give them a bit of life. Give them your own personality. Let them see your personality, and do look good for your interview. So all the best. Good luck to everyone, and I don't know if I'll find time to keep recording any tips on interviews, but put your questions below. If indeed I'm able to, I will respond and help out. If I can't, forgive me. It is an intense course. So understand if some scholars are not able to assist you as much as you thought. The courses are very intense. Good luck, all the best. Much love from me.